The man had been away from home for a few years. When he came back, he was shocked to find that his childhood friend had already gotten married and had two adorable daughters. After a brief conversation, he learned that the younger daughter had somehow ended up in his own household. The man's name was Joey. He rushed home, only to discover a girl lying in a pit of worms. When Joey demanded answers from his father, he was told that the girl, Jenny, was purchased as a weapon for the upcoming Holy Grail War. Determined to save her, Joey made a deal with his father. He would take Jenny's place in the war. If he won the Holy Grail, Jenny would be returned to Andy's family. But the price was steep. To fight in her stead, Joey had to endure the worms eating away at his body, because the source of his family's magic was self-sacrifice, offering up one's body for power. By the time Joey saw Jenny again, he was frail and in agony, but he still treated her with kindness. Even while battling for the Holy Grail, he constantly worried about Ruth and Jenny. One day, when Anna was attacked, Joey stepped in to save her. This incident brought him face to face with Ruth once more. Ruth couldn't believe that the disfigured, almost monstrous man in front of her was Joey. He confessed the truth, assuring her that Jenny was safe now because he had taken her place in the Holy Grail War. If he could obtain the Grail, he promised, Jenny would return to Ruth. Later, Joey finally confronted Andy, the man who had stolen Ruth from him and even sent her younger daughter to Joey's home. Unable to contain his anger, Joey demanded to know why Andy had done all this. Andy, without a shred of guilt, arrogantly declared that Ruth had given him two useful tools and they would serve him well in the future. Joey was disgusted. To him, Ruth and her daughters were a loving family, but to Andy, they were nothing more than pawns. The two men clashed, but as the current head of the family, Andy quickly overpowered Joey, leaving him gravely wounded. With his body already ravaged by the worms, Joey was barely alive. At that moment, Zeus, who had been watching from the shadows, appeared. Though technically his rival, Zeus healed Joey, not out of kindness, but because witnessing others' suffering brought him twisted pleasure. He even carried Joey home. Because Zeus saved him, Joey later helped Zeus capture Kiritsugu's wife. As a gesture of good faith, Zeus restored Joey's lost command spells and promised that if Joey followed his lead, he would eventually hand over the Holy Grail to him. Zeus told Joey to meet him at the church at midnight. When Joey arrived, he found Andy sitting inside, but it was Andy's corpse, already slain by Zeus. Joey wasn't the only one summoned. Ruth, Andy's widow, was there too. Seeing her husband's lifeless body, she broke down and confronted Joey. He tried to explain, if Andy had never existed, none of these tragedies would have happened. Without Andy, both she and Jenny could have lived happily. But his words shattered Ruth. She screamed that Joey knew nothing about love, that he had never truly cared for anyone. That wasn't true. Joey had loved someone. She was gentle and kind, and he had only ever wished for her happiness even if it cost him his life. That love was the only reason he had endured until now. He couldn't allow anyone to deny it. When Joey came to his senses, he realized he was strangling Ruth. She was too weak to fight back. Horrified, Joey broke down in tears, retreating to a corner as his mind slipped into hallucination. He saw Jenny before him. Despite his pain and weakness, he spoke to her tenderly, promising that once he obtained the Grail, they could finally play together. But Jenny asked, "Does that mean I'll see Mom again?" The word Mom froze Joey in place. When he looked up, the hallucination of Jenny had transformed into Ruth, glaring at him with hatred. Overwhelmed by guilt and despair, Joey finally collapsed into an endless sleep.